long ago in the castle of a kingdom called Daventry.
Alexander, here you are. Oh, you're still not thinking about Cassima, are you?
I suppose I am.
Son, it's been months. You've got to pull yourself together. After all, you only met her that once.
I know.
Have you discovered anything about the land of the Green Isles?
No. No one's even heard of it. It's like she's just vanished.
I wish I could help. Please try to think about something else, dear.
I'll try, Mother.
Alexander, I feel so alone. I don't know what to do. Alexander, I wish you were here. Alexander, Alexander, Alexander.
Cassima! Wait! Mother! Mother, come quick!
Alexander, what on earth? You're white as a ghost.
Mother, I saw Cassima. She was in the mirror.
In the mirror? The magic mirror?
Yes! And it showed me how to find her.
How?
The stars! I saw the stars outside her window. I can navigate by the stars.
Oh, Alexander, if you really go...
It will be all right, Mother. I promise.
Prince Alexander sailed the known seas and beyond. As the ship nears the shore, day turns to night and the sea turns violent. Alexander awakens to find himself on an unfamiliar beach. For a moment, he is too dazed to remember how he got here. Then he does remember. The shipwreck, the sea. Just as he had seen his men safely into the lifeboats, a gigantic wave picked him up and tossed him overboard into the churning sea. That was the last he'd seen of his crew. Debris from the shipwreck is scattered along the shore, but of the lifeboats and his men, there is thankfully no trace. He can only hope and pray that the lifeboats survived the currents, and that his men made their way safely back to Daventry. The remains of Alexander's sailing ship lie dashed upon the distant shore. A long plank lies on the beach. No doubt it once belonged to Alexander's ship. Alexander's royal insignia ring lies abandoned on the sand. It must have slipped from his finger during the shipwreck. Fortunately, it was not lost in the sea. Alexander picks up his royal insignia ring from the beach. Alexander has no need to carry around large rocks.
No strangers may enter the castle of the crown.
Alexander politely addresses the odd-looking guards at the castle doors, hoping to learn more about his predicament.
Good day to you, guards. I was cast upon this island in a storm, and I'm a little confused about my location. Could you tell me what place this is and who lives in this castle?
Hey, what is that you say? A castaway? A likely story. We haven't had any foreigners in this part since Alhazred arrived.
Don't be so rude, Gruff. He's not asking for any secrets. You're standing on the Isle of the Crown, lad, and this is the Castle of the Crown. The royal family resides here. Rather, what's left of the royal family.
The Isle of the Crown? But tell me, am I anywhere near the land of the Green Isles?
This is the land of the Green Isles. The Isle of the Crown is the main island, foolish boy.
Then Princess Cassima must live in this very castle.
Aye, the princess is indeed our treasured jewel to guard, and we consider it an honor.
Alexander decides to show his royal insignia ring to the Castle of the Crown Guards. With all of his papers lost in the shipwreck, it is the only possible calling card he can think of.
Good day. I'm Prince Alexander of Daventry. I'm an acquaintance of Princess Cassima. If you could just inform her that I'm here, please.
So everyone says. Let me just look at that ring.
What does it say, Gruff?
Kingdom of Daventry, Prince Alexander. Wait here while I go see what Captain Saladin thinks of this.
Captain Saladin better really be in the castle. By the way, hi guys. Hi stream. Hi YouTube.
The guard returns a moment later with a majestic-looking creature. Captain Saladin speaks with a voice that is gentle, but reflects a will of iron.
Prince Alexander of Daventry, I presume. I'm afraid I'm unfamiliar with your country, but I'm sure Vizier Alhazred will want to meet you, if indeed you are a friend of the princess. Please follow me. Lord Alhazred, a visitor to see you. Prince Alexander of Daventry.
What is it that you seek, Prince Alexander?
Pardon the intrusion, my lord, but I came to see Princess Cassima. Some months ago, my father, King Graham, saved my family and I from imprisonment under an evil wizard named Mordak.
The same wizard that kidnapped the princess?
Exactly. When my father rescued us, he also liberated Cassima and sent her home.
Then your father has my gratitude, and that of the entire kingdom. But I'm afraid I still fail to see the purpose of your visit.
Well, I came to make sure that Cassima arrived safely and to pay my respects. Before we parted, she gave me an invitation to visit.
I have no doubt she did exactly that at the time, Prince Alexander. However, things have greatly changed for Cassima since her ordeal in Mordak's castle. Cassima's parents both became ill and died while she was gone. Cassima is sequestered in mourning for them as befits a princess. She is not receiving visitors of any kind. Even if she were, I do not think your visit would be appropriate. You see, it is time for Cassima to take her responsibilities seriously. With her parents gone, she no longer has the luxury to be a carefree maiden. As was her parents' wish, Cassima and I are to be wed. We shall rule the kingdom together. I assure you, our marriage is all Cassima wants now. As a prince and
Yeah,
a
I'm sure.
gentleman, it would be best that you leave before there is any further embarrassment.
I see. I suppose that I was mistaken. I thought for certain that Cassima... Well, I apologize.
A young man sees what he wishes to see. I'm sorry you've wasted your time traveling to the land of the Green Isles. May your journey home be swift.
Perhaps I will take the opportunity to look around your fair land while I'm here.
I would advise against that. The kingdom is rather, shall we say, inhospitable these days. But it is your neck. You may risk it if you please. Captain Saladin will escort you from the castle. Good day.
You have had your hearing with Vizier Alhazred. I trust you will respect his wishes and not return. I have been instructed not to let you into the castle again. Good day, my lord.
Captain Saladin whispers something to the guard dogs at the castle gate, and they nod with understanding. Alexander has a feeling they won't be letting him into the castle again.
Alright, let us explore. Wait, I think I could go this way. There you go. Let's look at this.
The side of the castle is one big blank wall.
Damn. Okay. Let's explore the island then.
Good day, peddler.
Good day, sir. If you would like to get one of my fine new lamps, I'll need an old lamp in trade.
Isn't it a rather bad business? Taking old lamps and giving new lamps in exchange?
There's always a chance that I'll find a genie. If I had a genie, I'd be richer than a king. Besides, there's always a roaring business in antique luminaries.
How fare you, peddler?
And lad, have you an old lamp for me yet?
No, no lamp. It's not yet.
Hello. I will be right up. Now, what can I do for you?
Good day, sir. I'm a stranger in this land. What can you tell me about the land of the Green Isles?
That is quite a question, young man. Who are you, and what would you have me tell you?
My name is Alexander. I know I'm on the Isle of the Crown, but I'd like to know whatever you can tell me about this island, and if there are other islands nearby.
You are indeed a stranger. Anxious is the man who knows not the customs of the land beneath his feet. This island is called the Isle of the Crown, because the royal family's castle is here. Besides the castle, we also have this village, and the docks over to the west. There are at least 3 other islands: the Isle of the Sacred Mountain, the Isle of the Beast, and the Isle of Wonder.
At least 3? Does no one know for certain?
This is no ordinary land, Alexander. The land of the Green Isles has always been a place of vague boundaries, as if islands come and go. Legend speaks of a 4th island, an isle shrouded in mists. I myself have never seen it. Then, too, the land of the Green Isles is said to exist on the boundaries of this world and the next. Even darker places are reputed to be closer here than anywhere else in the world.
That's quite a claim.
Claim, yes, but probably just local superstition. We who live here on the Isle of the Crown, at least, sleep well enough at night.
Those first 3 islands you mentioned, how might I learn more about them?
Ideally, a young man seeking such knowledge would travel to their shores and learn about them firsthand. Meeting the leaders of each place would be helpful, naturally. Unfortunately, the ferry no longer runs between the islands. There has been much political unrest, and it has been too dangerous to travel for years. Perhaps the ferryman can tell you more. He has little enough to do these days. And if you haven't been there already, you might seek an audience at the castle.
Thank you kindly, merchant, for all your good advice.
Ah, but advice is free, Alexander. Making use of it costs much more.
Good day, sir.
The mysterious old man just ignores Alexander. A stone fireplace gives the bookshop a quaint, cozy air. There's a book entitled The Changing Role of Court Entertainers Through the Ages on the small table in the reading area. It appears that some regular customer likes that book.
One of the best characters coming up. I love him.
There's a small table near the door that bears a sign. The sign has undergone a number of changes. It once read 10 pence, but that was crossed out and replaced with 5 pence, then 1 pence, then free. The sign currently reads, "Take one, please." Only one book remains on the table. It looks like the bookshop owner really wants to get rid of that book.
Might as well take it.
Alexander picks up the book from the small table.
Oh, yes, please, take that book. You have my most humble thanks for doing so, good sir.
Really? Thanks.
Alexander is carrying a book from the bargain table in the bookshop.
What kind of book is it? What's it about? Oh, we don't need the insignia ring. I think that's it for now.
Good day.
The pawn shop is too cluttered and dusty to poke around in efficiently.
Good day, merchant. What can you tell me about the land of the Green Isles?
I can tell you she is in a dark time. Without the ferry, communication between the islands has ground to a halt, and so nearly has my business. Why the long ages of peace have ended, and why the crown has not done something about it is beyond me. But then, I am a shopkeeper, not a politician, and can only hope for better days.
How bide you, good merchant?
Quite well, though a purchase would not hurt me any.
That's not here. What are you offering us?
Alexander takes a closer look at the items on the counter.
I'm interested in that mechanical nightingale on the counter.
What do you desire to give me in trade? The items on the front counter are all of equally slight value, worth only a copper or two. They are handy items nonetheless.
Alright, let's save.
How bide you, good merchant?
Quite well, though a purchase would not hurt me.
We probably won't purchase yet until we find ways to use these items.
Alexander takes a mint. The pawn shop is... There is no reply.
You lazy thing! Get back to work and stay away from those roses! I've told you 1,000,000 times, those flowers are too sweet for the likes of you! You've still got to do the breakfast dishes, make lunch, and clean the stables yet this morning! And get your veil back on! No one wants to look at your face!
Yes, stepmother.
What a wicked witch. Ugh.
Hey, stranger, come join me. The water is wonderful, and I can show you the way to the next island.
Yeah.
Come on, jump in. A little water won't hurt you.
Uh-huh. I'm sure.
What are you waiting for? I said I'd show you how to get to the next island, didn't I?
No, thank you. We're just going to ignore this guy.
That's strange. The young boy in the water just disappeared. Oh well, perhaps he just dove under the water.
Sure.
Yeah, what do you want?
We need help.
Alexander promises himself that he will not go home until he... Alexander...
No, I want to talk to the guy.
Alexander can't see any...
Go away! The ferry's out of business!
No, wait, I want to talk to you. Hold on, let's try it again.
That boat...
I said the ferry...
I know.
Alexander is already wearing the ring. Alexander... There's...
Wait, I need to talk to him. Please, game, let me talk to him.
Go away!
No, wait, I need to talk to you. Oh, this game. Third time charm, right?
I said the ferry...
I know you did.
Alexander...
You say
crap.
old Allie
Sorry.
sent you? I can't see why. The ferry's not running, you know.
I understand. I'd just like to talk to you about the islands if you don't mind.
Well, I guess it'd be all right if Allie sent you. Well, don't just stand there. Come on inside.
See, the ferryman's not a bad guy.
What is it you wanted to talk about, young man?
Would you be interested in this ring?
I don't need charity. I won't take nothing from no man till I get back in business and can earn my own keep.
Okay, so he wants his ferry business back up. Let's talk to him.
I'm a visitor to these islands. I'd like to learn what I can about the area.
So you said outside. What is it you want to know?
Well, for one thing, why has the island's only ferry been dry docked?
Huh. It just ain't safe to sail these days. What with the islands feuding and all. Wazir Al-Hazred ordered the ferry closed till things settled down. Me,
I don't think she'll ever see water again.
Aww.
But why are the islands feuding?
You got me. Something about stolen property or some such thing. 'Tis a real shame. Things used to be so friendly.
Then this unrest is recent.
A few years is all, but it's been long enough.
Perhaps if the ferry were repaired.
This old thing? This ferry's been out of water so long she's no longer even seaworthy. Her boards have dry rot. She'd fall apart at the first taste of seawater.
But there must be some way to get off this island.
There's only one other way to travel that I know of. A magic map. The owner of the pawn shop can tell you more about that than I can, Alexander.
A magic map, you say?
Tell me more about the ferry.
I remember when I used to ferry Queen Ilaria and Princess Cassima themselves. There was no thought of danger back then. They used to go visiting to care for the needy and to keep up the friendly relations between the islands. I remember their last trip. Things had started getting nasty by then, and when they came back aboard, I gathered that the Queen and the Princess had been received a bit coldly. Princess Cassima was such a pretty thing, and she was terribly upset. But who could be spreading these lies, she asked the Queen, but the Queen had no answer.
What do you do now that the ferry no longer operates?
Me? I'm out of a job. The job my ancestors have held for generations. I'm the only one trained to avoid the reef and the rocks. But that knowledge does me no good now.
Is there no other boat on the island? One that might be more seaworthy?
Boats don't last long on these shoals, as you may have found out if you got here by ship. You can be quite sure that this old ferry is, or was, the only craft on the island.
Okay, so the reason why we're talking to this guy over and over again is because in these games, you kind of have to. Which is kind of annoying, but you still have to.
The chair does not respond.
Tell me more about Princess Cassima.
Ah, such a beautiful child, and so pure of heart. Why, a contrary thought has never crossed her mind. Her mother was the same. The king and queen, they served the islands, not the other way around. Always thinking about the people. Ah, they are sorely missed.
What else can you tell me about the land?
Let's see. The Isle of Wonder's a lovely spot. A bit crazy, mind you. Gotta have a good sense of humor to enjoy a tour there.
What else can you tell me about the land?
The Isle of the Beast is pretty, but unfortunately, you can't get very far onto the island.
These are clues, by the way.
What else can you tell me about the land?
The inhabitants of the Isle of the Sacred Mountain are the most gorgeous creatures you'll ever see. If you ever get to see them, that is.
He said that the Isle of the Beast, you can't get that far. And the mountain, majestic creatures. Majestic.
What else can you tell me about the land?
The Castle of the Crown sure is a beauty. She's the finest palace ever built, I'll warrant.
What did he say about the mist?
What else can you tell me about the land?
Some say that the land of the Green Isles is near the edge of the world, and that the deadly currents are a result of a magnetism that sucks life from this world to the next. Of course, that's just silly talk.
What else can you tell me about the land?
Let's see. The Isle of Wonder's a lovely spot. A bit crazy, mind.
What else can you tell me about the land?
The Isle of the Beast is pretty, but...
What else can you tell me about the land?
The inhabitants of the Isle of the Sacred Mountain are the most gorgeous creatures...
Okay, so it doesn't say anything about the mist. Last thing we need to do is look at this.
A table is positioned in front of two plain wooden chairs. The table consists of a board placed over a small barrel. There's a rabbit's foot on the table. There's nothing of interest on that particular part of the table. Alexander doesn't want to take anything from the cabin unless the ferryman offers it to him.
Fine. Can't steal. need to bring her something else, right?
Alexander sees no use for that.
Yeah, okay, I thought so. I think that's it for now.
What else can you tell me about
The castle of the crown.
Yeah, that's it for now. We can leave.
Well, I think I'll be going now. Thanks for allowing me into your home.
Posh, not at all. It breaks the boredom, if you know what I mean.
Okay, so next, we're going to follow up on the lead about the bookstore owner.
Old lamps for new. Old lamps for new.
Good day again. How may I help you?
The best character right here. Let's talk to him. I love Jalo.
Good day, sir. Is there anything you can tell me about the land of the Green Isles?
I'm sorry, but I have no time for idle conversation. I'm too worried about the princess.
Excuse me again, sir. You mentioned the princess.
I told you I'm not interested in talking to strangers.
Determined to learn more about the strange man's relationship with the princess, Alexander shows the man his insignia ring and formally introduces himself.
I'm sorry to insist, but my name is Alexander of Daventry, and...
I appreciate the offer of the ring, Alexander, but I'm afraid I'm already spoken. Daventry? Where have I heard of Daventry? Flying flit mice. You must be Prince Alexander. Cassima told me about you when she arrived home. How came you here?
Why, by a ship now wrecked upon the sand. But you know Cassima? She truly spoke of me?
Yes, I saw her briefly when she first returned home. She mentioned a prince to me, the Prince Alexander of Daventry. I'm afraid that was before she was told about her parents' deaths. You see, she arrived home a few weeks too late. The king and queen thought they'd never see her again. It is said they died of heartbreak. I'm afraid she's blamed herself.
What a terrible homecoming. If we had only known.
Terrible indeed, poor thing. Everyone in the kingdom seems to despair with her these days. The streets are silent.
Where is she now?
The princess is sequestered in mourning. It's a rather dated tradition, and not required, but the Wazir says she insisted out of respect.
I see. You've yet to say who you are, and how you know the princess.
I? Oh, pardon me. My name is Jalo. I am clown to the royal court, and have been since the marriage of Cassima's parents, King Calipham and Queen Alaria. Oh, those were the happy days. The pair of them were so full of joy and life, so in love. And Cassima's birth. It would be hard to explain how long they had waited, how they had hoped for a child. I mean, she was such a charming little thing, smart as a whip, kind and sweet. Oh, she means everything to this kingdom, Alexander, and to me. I'm so terribly worried about her.
About her grief over her parents, you mean?
Well, the truth is, I do not trust the Wazir or his plans for Cassima. I'm still living at the Castle of the Crown as court clown, his clown. But it is more to keep my ear to the ground than out of loyalty. I wish I knew what the princess thinks these days. If only I could find Sing Sing, Cassima's pet nightingale. I might be able to send the princess a message. As it is, I must wait for the end of her seclusion. Now I'm afraid I must hurry back to the castle. I'll try to return to the bookshop again later.
Thank you for speaking with me, Jalo. I hope we meet again soon.
Okay, now I can talk to the bookshop. Owner, prison.
How fare you, merchant?
I have been reading too much love poetry lately. It is rather depressing to an old bachelor like me.
An antique leather-bound book is displayed on a little stand on the counter. On the elaborate cover is the title, Ye Useful Book of Magic Spells.
Magic spells, huh?
How fare you, merchant?
Quite well, thank you. I just finished a wonderful book on geological rock formations. Fascinating.
How much for that book on the counter, merchant?
It is a fine book, is it not? I obtained it from the estate of the one and only magician this kingdom has ever had. Poofed himself into an aardvark in the end, or so I heard. I never found the spells all that useful myself, but then I lead a boring life. I tell you what, if you can find another rare book, something a bit more marketable, I might be willing to exchange the spell book for it.
Okay. So we need to find a rare book. Unfortunately, it won't be this book, because it came from the shop. So we're going to have to find it somewhere else.
Alexander sees nothing.
Good day.
Him again. Let's talk to him.
Good day, sir.
The old man just glares at Alexander and does not reply.
Excuse me, merchant, but the ferryman mentioned that you might have a magic map of the land of the Green Isles.
Why, as a matter of fact, I do. I keep it under the counter. It's been gathering dust so long that I nearly forgot about it. It was quite a few years ago, you see. The estate of a wealthy wizard fell into my hands when he died. It was useless magical junk mostly, which reminds me, I've still got some things of his in the back that I need to dump out. Anyway, the magic map was the one true treasure in the lot. The wizard was quite old and feeble and had enchanted the map to aid in traveling. It is said that one need only desire to be on an island depicted on the map to find oneself there. It is a very valuable map, as you can imagine. Unfortunately, no one is interested in traveling these days. It is far too dangerous with the current state of the kingdom.
What would you take for the map?
I would normally want something magic in return, but since I am hardly overrun with prospective buyers, I would be willing to take anything of equal value in exchange.
Okay. So I'm pretty sure we have to give him the ring. Let's save first. Let's overwrite this. Okay, let's give him the ring.
Would you be willing to take my family ring in exchange for the magic map?
Daventry, are you a king then?
No, that's my father, King Graham. I'm just Alexander.
Well, Prince Alex, she is a beautiful ring. Are you sure you can part with such a unique family heirloom?
The ring does mean a lot to me. I didn't always have a family, you know. Still, it is only gold. There are more important things at stake now.
Then you now own a magic map, Prince Alex. I will keep your ring out of sight for a few days. If you find anything else of great value in your travels, you can come back for your ring. I would hate to see it melted down for gold. Ah, and a warning about the map. It will only operate when you are out in the open and within sight of the sea. The limitation has something to do with the teleport spell ingredients. You might try the beach.
Thank you. You are very kind. And I'll remember about the map.
Suddenly, the old man in the concealing cloak sneaks past Alexander, and with a sneaky dart of his hand, steals a mint from the candy jar. The old man stuffs the mint into his mouth and wobbles unsteadily out of the pawn shop.
Master! I followed Prince Alexander as you wished. From the pawn shop owner, he just abstained, just reprieved. He just got a magic map. You fool! You've been eating those mints again. I ordered you to stop that. Yes, Master. Now, what is this
Notice
about
how
a
his
magic
eye is
map?
glowing or twinkling?
With the map, Prince Alexander could travel anywhere as quickly as I can. I thought I took care of the only means of travel. By my scimitar, I can't have him stirring things up now. Get a hold of yourself and listen carefully, Shamir. Go to the other islands and tell them...
A nightingale perches on a high branch of the tree. She sings the most beautiful song Alexander has ever heard. Alexander pulls out his magic map. Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation. One of the oysters is sitting up in bed and doesn't look very happy. He seems to be the only one who can't sleep.
Aw, poor oyster.
In the oyster's mouth, Alexander can see a glint of white.
Interesting.
Why aren't you asleep like the other oysters?
Oh, I'm so weary, but I can't sleep. I have a terrible ache in my mouth.
If you're having trouble sleeping, perhaps you'd like me to read to you.
Hey, that would be great.
2 dulcimers raised to the degree of 40 half dulcimers, divided into equal parts by the third of a cackle of grouse geese, put over the result of 10 fine mackles, albeit small fine mackles, stretched over the total of 53 1/8 bottles of wild beast lard, yields a gilded minnow of precise measurements, 2,069 centidrills by 3,023 6/7 puns, not punts, as might be expected. This is not to say, however, in any sense whatsoever, that deviations in mean temperature of 5 or 6 dregs or so
Alexander sees nothing of it. Alexander sees
indicate a fabrication or derivation sufficiently broad enough to exacerbate the conclusions uncovered in due course with regards to the dimension.
Alexander makes a grab for the pearl.
There you go, Alexander.
Hey! You fixed my mouth! It feels great!
The little oyster drifts into peaceful slumber with the rest of his oyster friends. Alexander hears someone coming.
Oh boy.
"5 fierce guards of the isle we be. Watch for a foreign man," said he, "with ears and nose, tongue, hands, and eyes. Its nature cannot be disguised. If man it be, then man it dies. Old Tantro, smell your smell. Do that which you do so well."
A gnome with a huge nose.
Okay, unfortunately, we can't do this yet. So we need to get the heck up out of here.
Alert. The man.
Oh.
The gnomes toss Alexander too far out into the sea for him to get his footing. The currents drag him under.
Tickets up. Next.
Guess those gnomes couldn't reach a...
Yeah.
Alexander searches.
No, we need the map.
Alert.
No, wait, no, please, no. No, not again. Gosh darn it. Okay, we're gonna restore this. We're gonna get the heck up out of here.
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
Okay, I think we're gonna go to the island. Now, Sacred Mountain, maybe?
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation. There appears to be something etched into the face of the cliff. Alexander decides to get closer.
Ignorance kills, wisdom elevates.
The rock has been...
Interesting.
Nothing happens. Alexander picks the flower and is startled by its hideously strong skunk-like odor. For a moment he can smell nothing else. Alexander takes the feather. Alexander pulls out his magic map. Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation. A little fawn is feeding on a grassy hillock near the sea.
Ooh, look at this.
An old abandoned hunter's lamp is hanging on one of the trees. Alexander wonders who might have hunted in these dense woods. A pond lies across the path. The water boils as if over some magical flame. The forest is dotted with clumps of wild mushrooms.
Ouch! That water is
I
hot.
didn't click on the water, I clicked on the mushroom. Oh my gosh,
Ouch!
Alexander.
That water is...
Oh, be quiet. Okay.
That would have no effect. That would have...
Oh my god. Okay. We can't do this yet. Come on. There you go. Okay, there is something I saw at the other aisle, so let's go back there.
Alexander pulls out his magic map. Nothing happens.
What?
Apparently, the map won't teleport its user anywhere except the other islands. It's a good thing, too. Alexander has had enough of ocean swimming. Alexander feels a...
There you go. Ah, it's all the way back there. I need to get that somehow. And that... Oh my gosh. Okay, do I have everything? 1, 2, 3, 4.
The flawless pearl is the largest...
Pearl, mint, flower, feather. Do we have everything for it? Let's try it. Let's save first.
Alexander can't do anything with the distant foliage from... Alexander hears someone coming.
Five fierce guards of the isle we be. Watch for a foreign man, said he, with ears and nose, tongue, hands, and eyes. Its nature cannot be disguised. If man it be, then man it dies.
So basically what they're saying.
Old Tom Troll, smell your smell. Do that which you do so well.
They're referencing our senses. And earlier when Alexander died, the narrator referenced those senses as well. So like smell flower, mint taste, pearl feel. Let's try it.
Alexander holds the flower of stench out to the gnome with the jumbo nose.
Tom Troll I am, that's all I'll be. My nose knows all on land and sea. A flower of stench has washed ashore. A flower 'tis all, and nothing more. Listen, hark you, Grovenor, do your duty as you swore. With your ears, please tell us more.
I messed up. I messed up on something. We are missing something. Just thank God I saved. We definitely are missing something. So we need to go back somewhere. Hold on. Hopefully I don't.
Alexander pulls out his...
Alright, cool. Oh, wait, no. Oh, gosh, no. Oh, gosh, no. Did I mess up?
According to the magic map, the Isle of Wonder...
I think I know what I need. Okay, I still have the flower? Okay, I still have the flower, okay. Cool, so let's get out of here, because I
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
Thank God. Then we need to go to the crown.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
What are you throwing away?
Alexander can enter the building.
I want to enter the building. I want to go through the junk. Yeah.
Alexander sorts through the odds and ends that the pawn shop owner dumped into the pot. Magic exploding gum wrappers, a shattered crystal ball, a cracked wand, a fake thumb. Near the bottom, Alexander finds a little glass bottle labeled ink. It appears to be empty, but Alexander decides to take it anyway. You never know when a small bottle will come in handy.
Okay, so I found a bottle, huh? Oh. This is what we needed too. We needed this too. But how do I get the mechanical bird?
Good day, Prince Alexander.
If Alexander takes a closer look at the items on the counter.
We definitely need this mechanical bird.
I'm interested in that mechanical nightingale on the counter.
What do you desire to give me in trade? The items on the front counter are all of equally slight value, worth only a copper or two. They are handy items nonetheless.
Oh boy. Do we need the pearl? I don't think we need the pearl. Maybe we can use the pearl. Hold on.
I found this large pearl. Might it be valuable enough to ransom back my family ring?
I have never seen such a perfect pearl. Certainly you can have your ring back.
Okay, cool. So we did need to do that.
Oh, I'm glad you didn't sell it. I'm a bit attached to it, I'm afraid.
Of course you are. You would be cold-hearted if you felt any differently. I am happy to see a family heirloom back with its rightful owner.
Okay, so we got the ring back. But how do we get the nightingale. Because we need that.
Alexander
I'm interested in that painter's brush on the counter.
What do you desire to give me in trade? The items on the front counter are all of equally slight value.
Oh, I think I know. I think I know. We have to give him the book. The magic book. Okay, cool. Cool. Okay. Because remember, we found the magic book in the bookshop. But we need to get that for another rare book. Okay, yeah. Okay. I think we have everything. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are 5 senses, though. So we have the feather, the flower, the mint, the ink. That's right, the rabbit's foot. We need the rabbit's foot. How do we get the rabbit's foot? Oh, how do we get that rabbit's foot? Oh, I don't know. Hold on. Okay, let's go visit the ferryman.
Are you out here again? Did you finish the chores I gave you?
This wicked witch.
Yes, stepmother. The house and the stables are clean.
Then start polishing the silverware! Do I have to tell you everything?
Yes, stepmother. Right away.
Come on, Alexander. There you go.
Oh, it's you. Come on in. How goes it, Alexander?
We have to get that rabbit's
There's
foot.
nothing of interest. There's nothing of interest on that particular...
Yes, there is.
Alexander doesn't want to take anything.
What does he want for the thing then?
What else can you tell?
No, I don't care.
Some say...
Oh my gosh. Let's give him the ring. Let's save first.
Would you be interested in this ring?
I don't need charity. I won't take nothing from no man till I get back in business and can earn my own keep.
How do I get the rabbit's foot?
There's a rabbit's foot on the table. It seems the ferryman is counting on a little luck.
Well, you can get luck from somewhere else, can't you? Here, take a book.
Would you be at all interested in this?
Nah.
Okay. What the ink? Get here.
Would you be at...
Nah.
Okay. Let's keep exploring.
You're always welcome, Alexander.
Yes, thank you. How do we get that rabbit's foot? I'm stumped.
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
How do we get that rabbit's foot? I know that's what we need. Rabbit's foot, rabbit's foot, rabbit's foot. How do we get that rabbit's foot? What would the ferryman want? We know he wants his boat to get up and moving. We can't go to Isle of the Beast because we're blocked by hot lava stove. We can't get past the Isle of Wonder because that's what we're trying to figure out right now. I'm pretty sure we got everything from the Secret Mountain for now. Need to get the lamp. Need to get the map. Get the stupid foot. Rabbit's foot. Need to find a rare book. We already found equal value to the ring. That was a pearl. We figured out the pearl. The flower and the feather. Found the bottle. Taste, feel, smell, sound. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, never mind. Sight. Oh boy.
Alexander pulls out his magic map. Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation. The denseness of the... Alexander, not being an expert on poisonous mushrooms, decides not to take a chance on tasting the local variety. The denseness of the forest makes... To get to the lamp, Alexander must first cross the pond. Alexander pulls out his magic map. Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation. Alexander doesn't want to take the shop's door.
Good day, Prince Alexander.
How fare you, good merchant?
I could use more business, if the truth be known.
The pawn shop's counter is made of a sturdy teak. The wood is well worn by eager hands and well oiled by the shop's faithful keeper. Alexander takes a closer look at the items on the counter.
I'm interested in that mechanical nightingale on the counter.
What do you desire to give me in trade? The items on the front counter are all of equally slight value, worth only a copper or two. They are handy items nonetheless.
Do you want my ring back? Here, take the ring.
If Alexander wants to exchange one of his possessions for an item in the pawn shop, he'll have to arrange it with the pawn shop owner. If Alexander...
What about the book? Here, take the book. I don't need this book anymore.
Would you be interested in trading for this book?
I am afraid not. Books are more my neighbor's line of work. After all, I would not want...
I need the map though. I'm missing something. What am I missing? Here, take the map back.
Might I trade back in this magic map?
If you wish, Prince Alex. I take it you have had enough of traveling. Of course, the only thing that I have that is valuable enough to trade you for the map is your own pearl.
That's fine. Thank you.
Nope. Nope. Trade back the pearl, trade back the pearl, trade back the pearl.
Can I trade you this?
Of course.
I'm lost.
Alexander sees nothing particularly interesting.
I don't care.
Alexander doesn't want to intrude on private property unless he's been invited. Alexander has not been invited to pick the...
Oh, it's you. Come on in. How goes it, Alexander?
Alexander sees no use for that item there.
Would you be at all interested in this?
Nah, what need is a poor dry dock ferryman for that?
Well, thanks again for your hospitality.
You're always welcome.
The remains of Alexander's sailing ship lie dashed upon the distant shore. A long plank lies on the beach. No doubt it once belonged to Alexander's ship. The ocean appears calm, but there's a dimpling pattern to the surface which indicates an undertow. To take the path, the sand is warm to the touch. Without a ship, the sand is... Alexander pushes the plank to one side.
Really?
A box has been partially buried under sand.
That makes me mad.
There's nothing of interest in that part of the box.
See, there's no interest in this.
There's nothing...
Yes, you do. You see it, narrator.
There's nothing...
Narrator, I swear to God, pick up the shiny thing.
There's nothing... Alexander takes the coin and leaves the ruined box where it is.
Really? This narrator, I swear. Okay. So they got a stupid coin. That has to be for the ferryman. It has to be because we need that stupid rabbit's foot for the stupid puzzle. It's okay. It's fine. We're good. can we get stupid rabbit's foot?
That bow.
Oh, it's you. Come on in. How goes it, Alexander?
Here, just take this gold coin, please. And your stupid rabbit's foot.
I have this copper coin. Would you be interested?
I wouldn't feel right taking your money without a ferry ride to offer you for it.
Just give me this stupid rabbit's foot!
I have this copper...
I wouldn't...
There's no reason...
Give me the rabbit's foot!
There's nothing of...
Yes!
There's nothing of interest on that particular...
Yes, there is.
There's nothing... Alexander doesn't want to take anything.
Oh my god. Wait. Wait.
The old sea salt is a...
Listen, just take this coin. Hey, give me the rabbit's foot.
I have this copper coin. Would you be interested?
I wouldn't feel right taking your money without a ferry ride to offer...
Well...
You're always welcome.
We could probably try buying the book. The magic book thing from the bookshop.
Hello. I will be right up. Now.
Would you have anything in the price range of this coin? It bears a foreign stamp, but it's solid copper.
I'm afraid not. My books are all hand-scribed and illuminated. I do not have any good books for the price of a single copper.
All right. Thank you.
Give me the magic book, please.
How might I obtain that spell book again?
As I said,
rare book.
I would
Damn
take
it.
another rare book.
Fine. Okay. Here's the deal. This has to be it. This has to be the answer. The copper coin has to go to this guy.
Day.
It has to be.
I have this copper coin. Is it of any value to you at all?
Most interesting. I have never seen a Daventry coin before, but it is copper genuine enough. I might even find a buyer who is interested in foreign currency. The items on the front counter are the only things in the store that I can let go for the price of 1 copper. You may make your choice from there.
Alexander looks at the items on the counter to make his selection.
Okay. So I'm pretty sure to solve the mystery of the puzzle of the senses, the mint is the taste, the stupid rabbit's foot has to be the feel. Flower, smell, feather, don't know. I'm assuming the mechanical bird is the sound. Let's take the mechanical bird.
That mechanical nightingale looks intriguing. I believe I'll take it.
Very well. Your coin is well spent. Remember, this is a pawn shop. I am always willing to take back my own goods in trade.
I'll remember. Thank you.
Also, notice that this is also a nightingale. So we could probably use this on this.
Alexander winds the mechanical nightingale and places it on the ground. The mechanical nightingale sings a sweet, tinny tune. The real nightingale in the tree cocks her head and listens intently. The nightingale flies to a lower branch and looks at Alexander curiously, as if she were deciding that this human might not be so bad. Alexander holds out his insignia ring to the nightingale, hoping she perhaps is the nightingale that Jalo spoke of, and that she might be able to take the ring to Cassima. The ring is the one thing he has that might alert Cassima to his presence on the isles.
I just noticed something.
The nightingale swoops down and grabs the ring.
The snake.
She flies off towards the castle, perhaps to Cassima.
Sing, sing. What have you got in your mouth, my pretty? A gold ring? Sing, sing. Where did you get this? Realm of Daventry. But this is Alexander's ring. Oh, my soul. He must be here. Sing, sing. I wish you could tell me what you've seen. Is he really here, then? On this very island? Oh, if only I could leave this castle as easily as you. Take this ribbon, Sing Sing. If you know where he is, return it to him. Please be careful, Alexander. It is so dangerous, and yet I could not wish you away.
A ribbon.
The little bird makes a delivery.
A ribbon. Where can we use a ribbon?
It's a red velvet hair ribbon. Could it be? Could it possibly belong to Cassima herself?
Or am I merely wishing it were so? Oh.
5. We might...
Alexander's. Alexander pulls out his magic map. Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation. Alexander hears someone coming.
I know I'm not ready for this yet.
"5 fierce guards of the isle we be. Watch for a foreign man," said he, "with ears and nose, tongue, hands, and eyes. Its nature cannot be disguised. If mad it be, then mad it dies. Old Tom Troll, smell your smell. Do that which you do so well." "Alert, my brothers, as we feared. A man has landed here." "A man, a man."
Oops.
The gnomes toss Alexander too far out into the sea for him to get his footing. The currents drag him under.
Of course.
Tickets up. Next.
Guess those gnomes couldn't reach a consensus.
Yeah.
Alexander wades into the sea to get the strange object in the water. The ocean currents tug at Alexander's legs. That object is just a bit out of reach.
Oh, come on. Nope. Nope.
Alexander pulls out his... Alexander...
Oh, it's you. Come on in.
Yes, give me the rabbit's foot, please.
How goes...
The old sea...
Yeah, the rabbit's foot. Give me the rabbit's foot.
What else can you tell me?
Let's see.
The ferryman... There's a rabbit's foot on the table. It seems the ferryman is counting on a little... There's a rabbit... Several oil lamps are strategically placed around the boat's cabin to illuminate the island's dark nights. There's nothing of... Alexander... There's nothing...
I see you have a rabbit's foot. Has it brought you much luck?
As you can see, my luck's been out for some time now, despite that old charm. Why don't you take it with you?
Oh my god.
Perhaps giving the darn thing away will bring me good fortune at last.
Perhaps it will at that. Thank you.
One thing about these games is that they're very touchy. Oh my god, this just irritates me. Okay, let's go.
Well, thanks again for your hospitality.
You're always welcome, Alexander. Come back anytime.
Now...
There's no reason to touch...
Yeah, whatever. Okay.
Alexander pulls out his magic map. Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation. Alexander hears someone coming.
"5 fierce guards of the isle we be. Watch for a foreign man," said he, "with ears and nose, tongue, hands, and eyes. Its nature cannot be disguised. If man it be, then man it dies. Old Tom Troll, smell your smell. Do that which you do so well."
Okay. Sense a smell flower.
Alexander holds the flower of stench out to the gnome with the jumbo nose.
Tom Troll I am, that's all I'll be. My nose knows all on land and sea. A flower of stench has washed ashore. A flower 'tis all, and nothing more.
Okay.
"Listen, hark you, Grovenor, do your duty as you swore. With your ears, please tell us more."
Sense of hearing. A nightingale.
Alexander winds the tin nightingale and plays it for the gnome with the monumental ears.
A nose is not a way to spy. My ears cannot be told a lie. A nightingale is all there be. No man is near, and so say me. Taste, Grump, that we might know whether friend or whether foe.
Sense of taste. The mint.
Alexander holds the mint out for the gnome with the gigantic mouth.
Grump knows a tasty treat. It matters not what others bleat. No danger is this one so sweet.
Trilly dilly, use your hands. Is it beast or is it man?
Sense of feel. The stupid rabbit's foot.
Alexander holds the rabbit foot out for the gnome with the huge hands.
Be all you mad? What aileth thee? A bunny can't trill merrily. A hare does not at all taste sweet. A rabbit here is all we greet.
Old Bill Batter, never fatter. Vision can resolve this matter. Look you now and end this chatter.
Last but not least, the sense of sight. The ink bottle.
Alexander pours the contents of the empty-looking ink bottle over himself.
Invisible ink for the win.
By all that's beauteous, fair, and sightly, 4 morons do I sleep with nightly. There's nothing there at all, I say. Enough of this. Let's now away.
Alexander did it. He's fooled the guards.
Yeah. What's this?
Alexander picks up the object floating in the water. It appears to be a string of letters. They say, "Where are you going?" Alexander decides to keep the odd sentence, even though it is incomplete.
Wow. Hiya, gorgeous. Oh, what a luscious-looking hunk of flesh you are.
Thank you, I guess. Who are you?
How charming of you to pretend not to know. I'm Black Widow, of course. The femme fatale of all femme fatales. Know what I mean? You know, I was just thinking it was time I found my 50th, another husband. It would be quite a horror. I mean, an honor
50th.
to have me as a bride. Just look at my beautiful weaving. It's so light, so delicate. You'll never want to leave my little nest.
It is a lovely web, but my heart is elsewhere, I'm afraid.
Oh, drat! I mean, the loss is yours. I'm sure you'll change your mind once you consider the advantages. That scrap of paper blew into my web from those books over there. The wind just thinks it can deposit anything here.
So obviously, if we try to take that, it's gonna sting us. It's gonna bite us and we're gonna die, right? But look down here.
Hey, don't touch that thread!
Alexander snatches the scrap of parchment,
Exactly.
curious to see what's written on it. The wind blows the scrap of paper from Alexander's hand, but he remembers what it said well enough.
What do you think you're doing?
I'm sorry. I didn't realize these books had an owner. I'm in need of a rare book.
No owner? All books have owners, my good man. And this book owner, bookworm to you, wouldn't part with one of his books for anything.
Isn't there something I can do for you to pay for the book?
Let's see. Do you have an itinerant clause?
No. No clauses at all, I'm afraid.
As an exception, you always should.
Don't mind oxymoron and diphthong. They're fairly limited grammatical principles, you know. Let's see. A marsh pig that does Texas?
No. I'm afraid not.
A dangling participle?
I'm fresh out.
A purple fiddle whacker?
No, I don't think so. Sorry.
An idiosyncrasy, perhaps?
Afraid not.
Ha! Then what good are you?
You know what we could try to give them?
Do you have anything interesting?
I could try.
A regular abnormality?
No, what we do have is his incomplete sentence.
This is the only...
I have a sentence. Would that do?
An incomplete one, I suppose.
Why, actually, it is incomplete.
Just as I suspected, incomplete sentences are a dime a dozen. Why, you can literally just find them floating about. Complete sentences. Ooh, now there's something that's hard to come by these days.
I see. Sorry.
So what we're supposed to do is we're supposed to complete the sentence. I'm assuming. But would he be interested in this boring book? Let's find out.
Do you have anything...
I already did that and I just forgot. Yeah. Here, have the book.
Would you take this in exchange for a rare book?
You want to trade that? There are millions of those lying about.
Fine. Okay, so we're gonna have to complete the sentence.
Milkweed thrives near the mucky swamp. Small bottles filled with milk grow on it like fruit.
Let's take it. Oh, wait, no, I should have saved.
Alexander takes a bottle of milk from the milkweed bush.
Oh, okay, cool. Ooh.
Apparently, the dogwood tree doesn't like Alexander standing that close.
Sorry. Okay, let's continue to explore.
Unless Alexander is mistaken, those plants must be baby's tears. Unless Alexander...
Baby tears, huh?
Alexander gives one of the baby's tears a bottle of milk. The other baby's tears seem to resent Alexander's gift for some reason. Alexander...
How did you manage to fall off the vine, Mr. Tomato?
What do you
stink. I'm old. I'm rotten. Yeah, leave me alone.
If you say so.
After all, you're just gonna let me sit here and rot on this dry ground like everybody else, aren't you?
Why, I don't know. I suppose...
Ah, never mind. Just go away. Ah.
Okay. I should have done this last, because this is kind of annoying, so I apologize. Here, let's pick this up.
Hey, what do you think you're doing there? Get your hands off me. Hey!
Alexander picks up Rotten Tomato and puts him away. One never knows when one will need a rotten tomato.
Okay, so what's this?
Is that lettuce growing in the garden? It looks a little chilled. Why, it must be iceberg lettuce.
So we need that iceberg lettuce for the Isle of the
Alexander
Beast.
picks a head of iceberg lettuce.
Ye gads! Is that cold?
Alexander decides to pick up the...
Oh, sorry, the hole in the wall.
Alexander startled the poor thing. It's run off to hide behind the wallflowers.
Okay, so this is the puzzle for later. But what we can do right now... Let's go back to the Isle of the Beast. Come on. Come on, Alexander, jeez.
Alexander pulls out his magic map. Alexander
And looky here. Alright. So here is where the iceberg lettuce comes in. Because got it, iceberg lettuce.
hoping to cool down the boiling pond, Alexander throws in a head of iceberg lettuce. The pond's water slowly stops boiling, cooled by the ice. It still looks hot, but bearable.
Exactly. So now we can cross. I know we need this, but I'm not exactly sure how to get it yet.
Alexander decides to brave the steaming pond.
Ouch! Ow!
Unless he can just take it.
The pond is no longer boiling, but it's hardly bathwater.
Oh, you can just take it. Awesome.
Alexander takes the old hunter's lamp from the tree.
Beautiful.
As Alexander continues down the path, he gets the strange feeling that he's being watched.
Come on over here and see what I'm doing with these flowers. Never mind that stone fella on top of the gate. He won't hurt you any. He's just there to scare you.
So notice the glowing eyes. Yeah, we can't do anything here yet. But we will be able to later.
You aren't gonna listen to me, are you?
Nope.
Well, we'll just see about that.
That's odd. The gardener just disappeared. Alexander pulls out his magic map. Alex.
This is new.
Alexander doesn't remember that sign being on the wall before. He decides to take a closer look. It's a proclamation. It reads, "Citizens rejoice," announcing the royal wedding and coronation of Wazir Abdul al-Hazred and Princess Cassima. For reasons of security, the wedding will not be open to the public. Long live the new king and queen of the land of the Green Isles. Alexander feels his stomach turn at the thought of the dread event. If he doesn't do something soon, Cassima will be another man's wife.
Jello!
Jello, how fare you? And what news have you from the castle?
Prince Alex, how I fare is close to boiling. Have you seen the wedding proclamations around the village? I've heard rumors of the wedding, of course, but I didn't want to believe it, and I never thought it would be so soon.
Cassima. Married. Oh, it is an unpleasant thing to swallow, friend. If only I knew Cassima wished it. Tell me about the Wazir, Jello.
The Wazir? Now there's a dangerous subject. His name is Abdul al-Hazred. He came to the kingdom 15 years ago. The king was fascinated by his knowledge and his fine-sounding ideas. It didn't take long for al-Hazred to convince the king to trust him with the minor problems of daily government. You see, Caliphim had a wife and a new daughter he wanted to spend time with. Al-Hazred became Wazir.
And now?
Well, he's had his eye on Cassima ever since she was a young girl. And she is the only thing between him and the throne.
Do you think he means to harm her?
Oh, I honestly don't know. I think he'd rather keep her as wife. But whatever his plans for the princess, he will use her to his best advantage. That's his way.
Perhaps he has charmed her. Perhaps she cares for him now.
The Wazir is capable of anything, and Cassima must be vulnerable and lonely right now. Still, she has always instinctively distrusted him. Cassima has a good head on her shoulders. I'd be surprised if she's truly fallen for his words of love. I must return to the castle, Prince Alex, and you to your wanderings. May we both fare well.
How fare you, merchant?
Quite well, thank you. I just finished a wonderful book on...
Yeah. Is there anything we can do with these books?
Thinking of Cassima, Alexander decides to leaf through one of the volumes of love poetry.
I thought so.
He reads, "Thy hair, thy lips, thy beauteous face, and all thy studied female grace have won for thee anon a place within this broken breast." Not bad. And another. "Upon the shore the lilies bend, untouched by worldly care, where shadow they her earthly bed, oh, that she were not there." Yikes. And another. "What was it when I looked at you? What power has chained me through and through, and binds my heart with links so tight I cannot live without the sight of you?" What nameless thing has captured me and made me powerless to flee? What thing is it without a name that brings my mind e'er back the same to thee? The name of love cannot apply. Its commonness does not decry the haunted, hunted, painful cry that my heart makes for you, that e'er my soul eternal makes for you.
A little close to home, that one.
Alexander returns the love poem book to the shelf. Alexander picks up the fallen page. It's the love poem he particularly liked. It must have fallen out of the poetry book.
I see that old volume has lost another page. You may keep it if you like, sir. I have glued the stubborn thing back in place 2 times already.
I do rather like it. Thank you, merchant.
Yes, merchant. Thank you. Let's go give this to Cassima.
There's no reason to use that.
Yes, there is.
There's no...
Yes, there is. This is the love poem. And this looks like the love poem to Cassima.
Alexander has a love poem.
Exactly. And you give it to Cassima. This is so touchy.
Alexander holds out the love poem, hoping that the bird will deliver it to the same place she took the ring, in the chance that the receiver might truly be Cassima. The nightingale swoops down, grabs the love poem, and takes it towards the castle.
Sing, sing, my sweet. You bring another present. Let me see. It is a poem, Sing Sing.
What was it when I looked at you? What power has chained me through and through, and binds my heart with links so tight, I cannot live without the sight of you?
Oh, Alexander. I was hoping he'd return to you. Take this to him while he waits. Hurry, my fleet one.
The little bird makes a delivery.
What's this?
It's a note.
Dearest Alexander, I cannot believe you are here, my friend. Please, please be careful. Abdul isn't about to let anyone interfere with his plans. Watch out for Abdul's genie, Alexander, and do not do anything rash. I am not without resources, and I will prevail if I can only find some small means of defense. Do nothing to try to get to me. You must not be endangered again for my sake. Greatly in your family's debt, Cassima.
Alexander's hand trembles as he reads the note. For the first time in his long search, he has heard her voice again, if only in writing. No words of love, only friendly concern. Friend. Is the maiden merely shy, or does she regard him only as a brother?
That's tough. What am I supposed to do next?
Alexander is carrying a book from the bargain table. Alexander is carrying an unusually large black feather. Alexander is carrying an old, battered hunter's lamp. The lamp is...
Maybe Jallo's back. I don't know. No,
Hello?
he's not. Okay.
Now, what can I do for you?
Nothing right now. I think we're done with the ferry.
Alexander pulls out his magic map. Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
You know what? I think we need something. Hold on. I'm gonna go check something.
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
We're gonna go back to the crown.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
Your candy dish is empty.
I am sorry, sir, but I have no more mints. Somebody has eaten them all.
Well, get some more then.
I fear that is impossible. Without the ferry, I can no longer get imports from the other islands, and we do not grow mint extract on the Isle of the Crown.
Oh, I hate not getting what I want.
Alexander takes a closer look at the items on the counter.
Okay, let us take the flute.
Might I trade for that flute on the counter?
Certainly. What do you wish to offer me in trade?
Your nightingale.
Would you mind if I traded this in?
Of course, Prince Alex. Please, choose something in exchange for the items on the counter.
Alexander looks closely at the items on the counter to make his selection.
I'll take the flute.
The flute? Very good, Prince Alex. May its music always be sweet. Feel free to trade it back at any time.
Thank you.
Alexander pulls out his magic map. Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation. Alexander can't do anything.
May I have this dance?
Oh, my!
Alexander stops playing the flute, but the wallflowers and snapdragons continue to dance, caught up in the music and oblivious to everything around them. While the wallflowers dance, Alexander snatches the hole in the wall.
Checkmate! Only chess pieces allowed in chessboard land? That's right. Humans aren't allowed in and never will be. Stay out!
I demand to go into chessboard land. Oh, never mind.
I must insist, Your Highness. I shall send the lump of coal to the Vizier and the Princess as a present for their wedding, and that's the end of it.
And I suppose you'll leave me with only this stupid spoiled egg to send, Your Highness. I want to impress the new king and queen of the realm as much as you do. As queen of this island, I have every right to that lump of coal.
Who isn't queen of this isle? The lump of coal is in my possession. Therefore, I shall do as I please with it. Besides, there's nothing wrong with that spoiled egg.
The egg, though delightfully spoiled, is not nearly so valuable as the lump of coal, and you know it. Your Highness always got to carry the singing stone. It's not fair that you get the coal, too.
That doesn't count. The singing stone was stolen by that horrid beast. I should get to keep the coal just because my stone was stolen.
It wasn't your stone. It belonged to the Isle of Wonder treasury. Your Highness always thinks that everything is hers.
Excuse me, my good man, but could you settle an argument for us?
Which of us should get to carry the coal and which the egg? Remember, white is the color of deserving truth and virtue.
Quiet, Your Highness, and let him make up his own mind. I, for one, shall be more proper, and not even mention the fact that red is the color of love.
I'm sorry, Your Majesties. I'm partial to both red and white, but I'm afraid that I don't know how to solve your problem. One of you will just have to be gracious and allow the other the lump of coal.
What a ridiculously stupid idea.
Quite ludicrous.
was a lot of help, wasn't he?
Oh, yes. Obviously a man of high intelligence. The lump of coal goes much better with my gown anyway. Black and red are imperial colors.
That's the silliest thing I ever heard. Red does not go with anything, being much too self-conscious. White is the perfect accompaniment to any color.
Alexander picks up the Red Queen's scarf.
Do you have anything interesting?
Would you take this in exchange for a rare book?
You want to trade that? There are millions. Do you have any falling arches?
I'm not sure.
Would you take this?
You want to trade that?
Okay then. Okay, I think I'll stop the stream here and then pick up later. So let's save. New save. And then quit.
Taking off your adventurer's cap.
Alright, I will see y'all later.